So yeah, what is up, guys, and welcome back to Podvice. This is episode 3. Episode 3. Let's go as usual. Kevin, first of all, Kevin Kenge, joined by our magnificent team consisting of Miss Joy, our writer and host, and Mr. Ronnie Onkeo, the creator of the show. So yeah,
welcome.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. So you guys, first thing on the show, I'm excited. I'm excited to see you guys. I'm happy.
Right.
I'm smiling. So I want to talk about the most recent thing that I saw. CS Mashogu, if you don't know who that is, Ezekiel Mashogu, our honorable, has decided that the school days will start from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. both in day schools, the primary and high school. And he's basing his decision on mental health. He's saying children are going crazy. He's calling it mental torture. And he's saying kids are going to school at unreasonable early hours. Which reminds me, when I was in primary school, guys, by 5:20 I used to be in school.
Right, yeah, I feel like it was just, I don't even know if it stops.
5:20 a.m.
It's not good for the kids and even for, like, you know, younger people. Because you can imagine. But then what school was that? You know, like, New Light.
Actually, 5:30, I used to sleep on this stage. Somebody even told my mother, your child is sleeping, like, unaachwa na gari. 5:30 you're in school, 6 sharp you've started school. And then when you get to class 7, 8, would leave school sometimes 8
p.m.
8 p.m.
Wow. This was primary.
Primary.
Right.
And I think that affected me also in secondary school, because by the time I got to Form 2, I was tired. And I didn't know why. My mom just said, it's like your psych for school just ended. And then I just accepted it.
So do you feel like there's some validity to the decision that you made?
Yeah, because it is mental torture. What are you learning at 8 p.m. that you cannot learn between 8 to 3:30, or let's say even 4? And then you can go play, relax, be a child. But then you do that, get out of school at 8 p.m, leave with, I had to do 2 compositions, 2 inshas. You still have assignment. Go to the next day. If you don't do it, you used to get beaten. I think my hand was black for a while. It changed until Form 4. That's when it started clearing up. Like unachapa.
It's just mental torture.
It is mental torture.
Physical as well.
Yeah, physical as well. I don't know if you guys got to
I mean, it's scary now. It's scary.
It's scary. Do they still do that? Do they still?
No, apparently it was. So yeah, that's another thing, right? That was abolished. Control. Punishment.
Must be nice being a student in this generation,
dude.
Because we used to beat us before exams.
Why so? Like, what
just
is the reason?
Fail. He did.
For no reason.
Yes.
Like
all of you tomorrow's exam. Tunawachapa kwanza. It's like I'm serious. And so that you know you were tortured. If a teacher ever told you, I will never beat you again, you felt like your world had ended. Because it said they've given up on you. It said that you're no longer worth it. Like you even want to be beaten even if you don't want. I don't even understand what you are saying. I'm not even exaggerating. There's a day a teacher went to beat me and I was like, please look at my hand. Then I ended up massaging that hand. It was blue here, green, black. My hand was rotten because umechapwa all the time, and I couldn't give my right hand because I had to write with that.
For sure.
So I had to give one hand. But the was like,
I feel like you just honestly, it's always a traumatic experience. At least for now, like
you don't know.
Because I mean, I also had like a very, very bad experience. I was also in New Light at some point, you know, but I think my mom just saw that I was going through it at some point. But still, I feel like the norm was being in school by 6. You know, that meant that you have to be up like 2 hours early.
You school at 6, some of the classes start at 6.
Oh, I think they started maybe like
6:20.
But basically, like just the fact that you have to be awake like so early, and then let's not even get started because you had to. I remember back in New Light, like you had to carry like a couple of books, like your whole locker.
Bag. Wow.
I said, but this coming was like there used to be a thing where guys would say like all the students, like if you see a student just sulking, they're probably from New Light. Right, and you can imagine
it's all the way to your knees.
You have to move with your books, and you have to be in school by 6. And it's just like a crazy ass experience, and that also says a lot about the mental upbringing of the student itself.
Are they still in operation?
Yeah. They produce they always like top 5, top 3. Sorry,
have there been changes?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. They changed that. I think people just realize, like, for me, the way it affected me.
Yeah.
You got used to getting early, whatever. But yes, like I was saying, by the time I was getting to secondary school,
like you just start.
It's like my capacity to get more information ended. So I was active in secondary more in activities than in class. I used to sleep. Anybody that knows me, they just I used to be known for sleeping. And then it was weird because I'm not actually sleepy. The teacher would walk out of class bright as a bulb. It was like a switch would come on. The teacher comes in, I'm gone. Even if I go stand behind the class, I'm sleeping. But I
get you though. Like
it's like something just shut down, and I could not. I just couldn't. Thank God sikwa mtu fail. Then I just said the ones that I know. The ones that I don't. But I do think kudos to CS. This is the first resolution I feel like they've made in education that makes sense. This other
8 to 3:15. Is it 8 to 3:15?
No, 3:30.
Oh, 3:30.
8 a.m. to 3:30. And he's saying the syllabus can be covered between those hours.
Of course it can.
Yeah, but then, like, if they have like a good matter, I think it's just like about proper planning and strategy. Like once guys, the school or like the system plans and has like a good curriculum that can be able to maximize that time, I think guys can be productive. And also I hope that they also just trying to empower kids to at least do extracurricular activities in the ecosystem that you're in.
I mean, of course, by doing that,
you're home by 4:30.
You're able to do other things.
You play for like an hour or two with your friends.
It's important.
And I think for teachers too, you can plan for your days better. You can make your lessons more impactful, I feel like, because now you don't have the 50 hours a day that you had.
It's just too bad that they
and then you can do other things. I think it's good for everyone, for the teacher, for the student, everyone. So the only thing is I hope they can be paid better, because I don't know if you guys had, and I don't know if it's true, but Ruto and their new budget. Imagine the CS, the children who, the teachers who teach the small kids.
Early education.
At you and for 15K.
Right, but in this economy,
what is 15,000? That's transport.
It's nothing.
I don't know if you guys have seen, like, there was a notion that the MPs are trying to pass, where they can probably increase their salaries to a couple of, I don't know if it's 1.5M, but you can imagine, like, they themselves are only looking out for themselves.
Politics angers you the way it does me.
Yeah, it's
I
like,
don't even.
Like you just felt blood pressure.
The more it gets just depressing.
Because it's like these people, they hate us.
Right. They're always just looking out for themselves.
No, you hate us. You want us to die, and you want us to die a painful death. Just say it and go rest. Because how can you be saying, no, they even said 12 to 15,000.
Wow. And they
added gas, they've added electricity, they've added water. First of all, you can't out-tax a country out of debt.
Right.
And then this is the president. You want to tell me they'll get the 3 billion and give it away to pay debt?
Yeah.
Where?
In our current...
Maybe another planet. So that's the thing that's angering me, the high taxes and everything, but you still know even if they get that revenue, it won't go to what they're saying.
It won't trickle down.
It will go to. So pay the teachers. A teacher should not be earning less than 50K. That's even little.
Yes.
Those small kids. This child has come as a blank state. Some have developmental issues. Some have, it's called like dyslexia, which is not really discussed in Kenya. They don't read the same way. Teachers have to deal with that. With the small resources that they have. When you're telling them 12 to 15,000.
Like teachers need to be one of the highest paying professions.
Thank you. Those are nurses.
Medical education.
Because after a parent who else has that kind of impact
on a child.
On the mental, physical,
everything.
Like on so many levels, they have such a huge impact on
that bringing of the kid.
But it doesn't, as well. If you look at the other side of it, is the incentive to the teacher to actually do a good job.
Yes.
Right? You can't tell me you're giving me 12, 15K and expect
Of course, I won't.
I'm thinking how I'm going to make ends meet. Let's start selling mats on online.
Yeah.
So that's like a nothing for my kids.
Right? Yeah. And maybe I feel like that's why sometimes they probably like project to the kids. You know, that's why exactly. Feel like, yeah, they're just feeling some type of way. So, you know, they come, they just come, they hit you up so hard.
I won't even lie. Some teachers do partner with the devil. That's right. Because it's true, because the way they terrorize a child. Wow, like even in my earlier schooling, like I'd see a class 2 child being beaten. And then we used to have stupid, I think there's a boy once, I don't know if you were there during that time, who was told to wear his boxers on his head.
What? Isn't that like mental torture?
That was punishment.
Yeah.
You know, you see, partnering with the devil, pay them. Or not everybody will go to private, then you see private, it's a whole other thing.
It's just a vicious cycle.
So technically I feel like it also, like the angers that, because I mean, I bet you guys have also seen a couple of stories where, you know, students get this really crazy punishments. There's a video going around, I'd probably just add it on the video, where there's this, I think it was in Kisii, I don't know, and there's also that stereotypical thing that people say, you know, Kisii is an angers and all that kind of stuff. But that's another conversation for another time. Yeah, but like this student was being like hit so bad, like they just, you know, beat him like a criminal. So I feel like it also stems back to the fact that maybe they're underpaid and you know that.
But high school boys, you guys get that cake. Ukisikia tu mtu ameitwa staff room anaekelewa kwanza mguu kwa shingo.
But it was crazy. You're being beaten as like a criminal. Honestly, for me, I just hope that changes. Like, if there's anything that needs to be revised, it's the
it's got a flashback or something.
Okay, fair enough. But then, like, when was it like implemented?
Probably like a couple of, not even a couple, probably like a year, maximum 2 years.
Okay, but that's nice. That's better at least.
Just have to wait again.
Right.
You are done.
Yeah.
Observe all these changes.
But like, are you guys for that whole idea of like changing the time? Yeah. Do you think like it's a good thing?
Honestly, from my perspective, I feel like having gone through it, it helped. Because things like boarding school, which is no longer a thing, corporal punishment, which is no longer a thing. Not that I advocate for it, but I feel like it added to our character in terms of boarding school. It teaches you how to survive on your own, kind of, right? Corporal punishment, I mean, that's just it's just a looming thing on your head that I don't know how they will navigate the discipline situation.
I think there are more painful things than being beaten. You tell somebody go cut grass from there to see where. Like you'd rather even have just scared them into it. So I feel like punishment that can make the child actually sit in that boredom or in that frustration and actually think about what they did. I don't think you need to terrorize. And then not every child needs beating. There are people who disappointment is enough. Just the fact that they disappointed an authority really gets to them. So when you add beating, it's just torture. And then for some, it's shut down. It's no longer a thing. Yes, they feel that pain was like, shazo ya kuchapa. Yeah, now you can't do what are you going to do to me?
Because there were those people.
Yeah. He left his body.
The other niggas just like,
he just left.
Let's go.
But yes, I am for the I think the time changes. Let's try. We've already tried the 15-hour day
and clearly it's not working,
and something is not working.
True.
So let's try.
Yeah, we can just try and see how it works. Personally, I think it's better. I'm actually for. Initially, I was just trying to wait, but I feel like I'm for because now it also opens up opportunities for the student or the kid to learn. Do other things. Maybe even foster relationships with other students, with their parents. Maybe even learn a new skill. Focus on extracurricular activities. So I think it just opens up more opportunities for the student to do greater things more than just just narrowing it down. So
okay.
Change is good.
Still on the government, what do you think about the new Churchill appointment? He's been appointed chair for the Creative Technical Committee. And I hear Kate Actress is there and Aziad. So what do you guys, this committee, what do you think it's going to do? I think there are people who are like Churchill will actually work, and I think he has a history of bringing people up. When he started the Churchill show, it was him and all his guests. and then it got to a point he just put people on the Eligomundis and all the Mamitos, and we wouldn't know them if it weren't for them. And then giving them this big platform where you're making all these people laugh, I think it's amazing for your development as a comedian. So I actually think he may be able to do a lot of good. And then the people who are like, that's tax. People,
that's good. Like, it's opened another way to add more taxes to other people or to channel taxes. But honestly, I think we're at a digital economy space that we're in right now, you know, and I think it's wise enough, because I mean, you know, just circling back to the whole conversation that you had earlier on basically trying to see how students can get into the extracurricular activities, right? This also, you know, just gives students more hope to pursue other things, because now you can imagine now there's a docket that's gonna, you know, just dedicated. It's dedicated to the creative economy, you know, which I think is nice. Plus I think, you know, it just opens up more. It opens up more basically like another channel for other people who are not necessarily in the 9 to 5 or like corporate space to try and venture into, you know, the creative economy. And so they're also trying to do from what I read, they were talking about like a Kenyan Grammy, you know. So maybe try to incentivize, you know, creatives who are doing amazing in the, you know, in the digital creative economy space. Because, you know, there's so many people, you know, there's the likes of creative Kenyans, and, you know, basically people who are trying to leverage and, you know, make a name while at the same time. So
DOP shouts out,
Mr. I think it's definitely amazing, and I'm so excited. You know, the fact that you're also in that space. So please, the creative, what is it?
Technical committee.
Committee, please, you know, can always come to, you can see how we can empower more creatives.
Because I feel like it's a good thing. It's a good start.
Let's say that.
Yeah, it needs to be approached with some level of seriousness, and like there needs to be encouragement for investors, you know, and it needs to be for the people who are, you know, in that
space. It actually needs to translate.
It needs
something like we can have those stories where this ametoka Kibera, ametoka huku, but they could really do ballet or they could do gymnastics.
Like it should offer opportunities to not just to people in, you know, in the high
the people who are already
it should come down to everyone, so that everyone has a opportunity to make something out of their artistry.
Funny enough, because you guys are camera people, I saw a documentary once. It was in partnership with Shofco, and they were giving kids in Kibera. Is it Kibera, the slum that's next to my first Ezuko Isili? I don't know if it's Huruma or whatever, but it's a slum. And these kids, they were being given cameras to shoot, and they would shoot in their neighborhood. And you could just see kids carrying Nikon cameras, and of course they had partnered, and they'd go to class and they'd showcase what they've actually shot. And I just thought it was so brilliant, because you've opened these kids up in a way that it will forever change them, whether or not they even pursue the camera thing.
But now they realize
it's an open world, and it's an escape as well. And they get to see beauty even in the painful places that they come from.
And tell their stories.
And they're actually so well spoken that
no one else can tell.
Thank you. They are very aware. And then there was another one who a gent had alikuwa amejitolea again in the slum. He was teaching kids ballet. They had the ballet slippers and everything. They would dance, and I like watching such things because it's like almost people who come from the most disenfranchised places are the most talented, the most special group of people. So if this committee actually does what it's meant to do, if it can highlight these people, even our parents who stress the kids out and tell them go be a doctor, they'll see, oh, so this alternative ways of making money, of making a living is so important that the government has decided to make a whole committee dedicated. Hopefully it's just not another way of money disappearing, because there's a big hole in Kenya that swallows money. I don't know where. Yeah,
lots of it.
Lots of it that never gets recovered.
Yeah.
It's always in the billions,
For sure.
right? It actually does what it needs to do. I hope it doesn't become like the sports docket.
Yeah.
What? Any sports is non-existent.
No, but it's interesting because they also like they opened up. I don't know if it's something to do with like talent, still like on the sports docket, and they added Carol Radul, who's gonna be chairing that whole committee. You know, and now maybe they're probably going to do something, and maybe just at least improve the current situation of our sports industry.
Yeah. Do you guys remember there's a time FIFA came to Kenya and they wanted to make World Cup equal Kenya?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They banned like we've been on this crazy ban. I think recently when CS Ababunamwa just came in, that's when he was able maybe to do talks with them. But yeah, we've been banned.
You are given money.
A couple of.
How do you travel managers and people to go in Tokyo or wherever the marathon was and leave the runners?
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
It's
they did it. They left the runner. He was flown out and he went on the field the moment he landed.
Yeah.
He landed kama amekimbia field na akashinda.
Oh, it's Nani Ferdinand. Manala, right? Yeah, I saw that. The then CS, traveled with their whole crew and they left.
Left the runner.
And left,
Oh my
and now it was just it's just so messy, honestly. And that's why I feel like honestly I'm a bit enthusiastic for the new changes and like the new dockets that have been put in place. Hopefully they will follow up with their mandates and at least just promote the sports,
especially for sports. There is like people who do freestyling when it comes to football, not the traditional football. There are people who are really good with their bikes and they can do stunts. There are people who can do skating. There are people who can do all these things.
It's so much.
So like just open it up for everyone so that anybody who is not really into football or basketball, they have a bit of something.
For
So
sure.
this committee has a big wakona homework.
They're up to task.
I hope they realize it and I hope they
take it seriously.
Yeah.
I hope ASEAN helps the TikTok
because,
community.
Otherwise how is Kenya going to change? How are we going to?
Yeah, even in the acting scene, you see the same actors. I won't even mention them. They're horrible.
That's another conversation.
I said actors and somebody came to your mind. Even if you don't, don't watch Kenya,
it's probably the same person.
The same person, same face, same story. Because I think there's a TikTok. I wish I remembered her name.
Yeah.
She was calling out producers and she's like, "Why haven't I seen a Kenyan Psycho? Why haven't I seen?
There aren't those stories.
I've seen there aren't those stories. Why haven't I seen all these complex things in our society? Why is our society moving faster than you are making content? It's always the same story of a lady who is a maid that is just with this alcoholic and she's suffering. She has options, but she doesn't take the options. And it's just like, that's not true.
But also, see, that's the thing, because we don't have an industry. Most of the time, it's someone, I come with my own script, I come with my own budget. And so whatever story that I have to tell you, that's on me because I'm spending my own money.
But now, people also steal.
Yeah.
They steal good stories. The big producers. They steal from the underground people. They not give credit. And then they go hire the same people. You stand there for an audition for hours and hours. 10 a.m. hadi 6. Moko audition. Kumbe they already know who they are casting. They just wanted extras. It's the same as the government nowadays, and people are announcing jobs. But in real sense, they've already hired. It's just that they are required by the law to publicly announce.
Plus, there's a budget. There's a budget for them to sit down and, very
exactly right.
So but I mean, I'm just trying to be optimistic. I feel like now the space is getting a bit more diverse. They have new directors, new storylines. At least more of our stories are now on Netflix. And it's just at least changing the narrative. And at least now we're getting more opportunities. I've seen a couple of amazing productions that have been vetted, and now they've been put onto platforms such as Netflix where other people can see our stories and just relate to our stories and our narratives.
For sure. The future is always bright.
In as much as there's the cons or like the sad stories going on, I feel like there's also just some optimism and some positive stories.
I guess for me, this committee is just like a wait and see kind of attitude from me.
We have never.
I feel like we need to do more than wait. And see, like we have to
hold them accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
Because these people, they already know the social spaces. And they know so if they can engage the youth and engage people on the ground, then I don't think it should be an issue.
But if it's shared by Churchill, I'm usually.
That's what.
Like I have so much faith in Churchill. Like I feel like he's always there to empower more, artists and youth.
And at least there's a history with him of actually.
Try to empower people and give them the spotlight. So let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, but you guys let us know what you think on that matter. But personally as well, I'm also hopeful for better things to come.
Now on to a tangent.
Yeah,
we are going into religious matters. We all know how tricky they are.
Yeah.
But the SEK church in Kenya, they have distanced themselves from their parent church that's based in the UK because they have decided to legalize, to accept same-sex marriages in their churches. They've decided to be progressive. They've also decided God does not have a gender anymore, so we will not be calling God Father from now on. He is non-binary.
What?
That's confusing.
Right? Like I feel like sometimes like the progression. Like sometimes you just try to be progressive.
Where are you going?
So how should we address God?
He's not father because he's male. He's father because of what father represents: protector, provision, somebody that will look out for you. The nature of him as a parent, you see, like he's not. That's why his mother to the motherless, his father to the father. Yeah, are you that obtuse? So the SEK church said no. I think the Catholic Church also in Kenya had distanced themselves from the Roman Empire, the Roman Church.
I saw that
for the same issue. And we all know the history of homosexuality and pedophilia in the Catholic churches.
For sure. But
now all these people. And you know what's funny? In those areas, people are leaving the religion, Christianity specifically, in droves. So it's almost the more progressive you're trying to be, the more people are leaving.
And also, so like one of my friends, I think she went to Germany recently, and I saw that she tweeted that when she so like as she was applying for like a job, they asked her religion, and when she said she's a Christian, now she has to pay Christian tax. Because now you can imagine.
What do you
mean? Now you have to. Just pay some tax for your religion, which is also some interesting. Yeah, it's also like an interesting.
My brain is not understanding.
There's I don't know if it's religion tax, but I know like since she said that she's Christian tax, she's a Christian, she's eligible to pay for Christian tax, which is also like another concept that you have.
Question: do you feel like that's a relevant aspect of yourself? In terms of going into jobs of like the professional
or like adding your religion.
Does that need to be on your CV?
Right, honestly, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense.
I think it depends with the job.
Right? But generally, like, what does your religion have to do with your job? It just depends on your productivity. Unless maybe you're, I don't know.
I think, or it's a religious place. Like it's a church but really has a business.
Unless it's
or it's a Christian
like
school.
Where, like schools like that.
They may want somebody who is Christian.
Yeah, Christian like.
But I don't know.
It's not really relevant, I feel.
Okay, so this is the thing. What I think about when you have religion, when you have Christianity. Our manual as a Christian, because I am, it's the Bible. You don't go and start arguing with God. Do you understand? If you don't understand something, you ask. But to do things that he says he hates and then you bring it in church and then you say, now we will be doing this and this. You're trying to normalize it. It's not normal. And it's okay. It's okay. We can't all be in the same thing. People want stability. People are even looking down on Christians because they are seeing you people, you don't stand on what you're saying. Because when it comes to paying the price, you don't want to pay the price. They've all whoa, that LGBTQ money is long.
They have a budget, right?
It's long. It's long money. Not to change the topic, but look at the Qatar when they held the World Cup. Everybody was like, let Qatar hold it forever. because we didn't see LGBTQ which rainbow. It wasn't political. It wasn't even
people are not trying to push agendas.
No, it was just
like the sport. There's no even drugs. Like you all just enjoy the sport.
And that's the thing that surprised a lot of people. They're like, there was no alcohol.
Right.
But I had the most fun.
But
the best part, I can remember everything.
Exactly.
The FCK Church, they've done what they've done, and I think we're going to see that a lot in African cultures, where people are distancing themselves from this Eurocentric point of view and Eurocentric set of values because they're literally non-existent. I think. And to be Christian to me is a very serious thing.
For sure.
The same way being Muslim to somebody else is a very it's a very serious thing. You don't see them start saying, today you don't have to wear the hijab in the mosque. They're like, no. In the mosque you wear the hijab. We can argue about you wearing the hijab at home or on the street, but in our mosques, this is how you dress.
And the fact that we put these rules, you're not going to change them.
And it brings uniformity, so nobody's even focusing on other things, that is focusing on what brought them there.
For sure.
You understand? So
no agendas.
So for these people now, a priest can be getting nail polish and come out as gay. Why are you like? I don't say that people should not be accepted, but I just have our values. I don't think it's confusing. Struggle with it like everyone else and just stand on it or don't. But don't try to fix things. I think that thing is so off-putting. If somebody says this one day and then with enough pressure they've changed,
or maybe once they get some funding, I feel like maybe it's I just feel like nowadays like people are trying to push that agenda themselves, and maybe I could, but I think they probably have like a budget, and now everything.
Remember Smurfs? Have you ever watched Smurfs? It's puppets. They came out as a gay couple. Now they're puppets.
Right. I was having this conversation with my friend where you were speaking on, like, let's say a movie. A movie has nothing to do with the gay agenda.
Nothing.
They're all trying to put it. I feel like now it's sort of like it's an agenda in some sense, where people have a budget to add these narratives onto everything that doesn't even make sense.
Netflix,
like
it's almost like if we removed that character, the movie would move very smoothly, like we wouldn't even notice, meaning they were not needed.
It's the same way like the movie. The movie has nothing to do with like romance and everything, but they put in some gay people. They put in a black person who acts the most stereotypical role, telling some
even women don't act like that. We are not even seen.
And they add in a Mexico, they're just trying to, in as much as they're trying to be inclusive, I feel like there's also like an agenda that they're trying to push. I don't know if it's to suppress the human population control or something, but till we get someone on that high seat who can be able to tell us the actual agenda that they have, we'll never really know.
But I think it's very clear because first it began with people just wanting to love whoever they wanted to love. People struggled with it, and then they said, okay, anyway, let them love who they want to love. But then it became a slippery slope to where now people who are even trans women, they're coming to women and telling them, you don't know womanhood. Can you imagine? You haven't lived life as a woman from scratch. I have. Now they're saying trans women can give birth. They've even saying trans women can vested. They even saying a woman is not a woman because they have a uterus. They are now entering sports and winning everything.
Right. Did you see the woman of the year was a trans?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Was the
first year of Bruce Jenner being a woman. She won Woman of the Year.
Your first year of being a woman, you get crowned to be the Woman of the Year. What does that mean for the other women for the rest of their lives? Like, it's just honestly just
what do you mean? Who gave that Woman of the Year?
So those people in America.
See the judge.
It's a very beautiful race.
It's just funny. And even I don't know if you've seen there's this guy.
God.
And now but then she's regretting.
The fact
this guy, because everybody there are now documentaries of trans people coming out and saying, like, for me it's too late. But they're like, it's body dysmorphia. For you to look at your body and say, no, I want to chop this part. I don't feel like I'm this. When it's clear that you are, that's body dysmorphia. You don't need to be ostracized. You don't need to be hated. You need support. But you do need somebody to stand their ground and say, no, you're a man and you're a woman. This is what it means to be a man. This is what it means to be a woman. You don't have to have the cliche. You don't have to wear a skirt. You don't have to like blue. No, but it's character. It's who. But they're not doing that anymore. You feel like this, they change. You feel like that, they change. So And as kids, you wanted to be a pilot 1 year, you wanted to be a teacher, you wanted to be a superpower, you wanted to be a superhero, you wanted
the more you grow,
all in one sentence, you wanted to be everything.
Yeah.
So imagine somebody giving you that much power at 13 years old to make a decision on your gender.
Yeah.
So now even Jordan Peterson was having a conversation with this trans woman who at 15 they did a double mastectomy.
Which is what?
You cut off both breasts.
Yeah.
At what?
15. Because at 13 she started struggling. She started puberty early.
Yeah.
Her body was changing. She doesn't feel comfortable in her body, which is the story of most girls.
Yeah.
And I think men as well, you have pimples, you have the awkward body. We even say the ugly stage or the awkward stage of growing up.
You just don't know yourself.
Yeah.
You have to accept your
And then she's relating more to boyish, stereotypical boyish stuff than she does with girls in uni. And then one day just crossed like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to be a boy. Went to therapy, put that thought across, and instead of them guiding him, of guiding her, and being with her,
they gave her that option.
How can we facilitate, my dear? Let us facilitate you. She's suing them.
Oh,
she's trying to she's now detransitioning.
Yeah.
But they did the double mastectomy at 15. They gave her hormone blockers so that she can be a boy.
Wow.
But she never wanted to be a boy.
Right.
It was just,
or even just like a phase. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a phase. That's what they are doing to kids. From an early age, they're teaching kids. But even transgender community, there are people who are saying it's now too much. Because it's too much.
Narratives that people are pushing.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's too fast. Yeah, and then it's too fast. Now you've already maimed the child. Now you've done a double mastectomy. She's not even grown yet.
Right.
You forever altered her. That's now her life.
Sad. With me, I was reading something sometime back where this guy, so apparently, he was a criminal. He used to be a man at some point. So till like the moment they found out his, criminal records, he decided to change into a woman, and now he's being taken to a woman's prison. And like it's just sad. And I can imagine what he can do in that space. If he's not maybe
because he has declared that he's. Let me tell you something. Every time a society decides to be too smart than God, it decides that it just
doesn't end well.
Unajiwanga na hiyo, unajinyonga tu na hiyo kamba yako. Because what is that? There was also another outrage where there was a dressing room. It was a spa stroke. You can go for swimming in such hotels. So and this lady was with her 12-year-old girl in the bathroom. This man is undressing. The child saw the man's penis, but he said, I am not.
Oh, they're identifying as a woman.
I am a woman.
God help us.
Do you know, she rose, she went mad. She was crazy. The hotel did not protect the kid. It did not protect the woman because they were too scared of the transgender thing.
Right.
They protect. Kumbe, this guy has a history of indecent exposure. It's a thing he does. Now he has seen this thing of
he's
women.
Like, let me ride this way.
And let me write this. What are you going to do? He's even laughing like, God damn, stupid. People are even outside saying, you're bad. This is like, I have a 12-year-old girl. She did not need to see that. Angekuwa peke yake.
That's humans for you guys. It's like the same thing I was saying. Anything that you give to humanity, be it an idea, technology, or anything, will be used by one person for good and another person to promote evil. So.
And I think now, to bring it back to the topic and as we conclude, that's what churches and all these mosques and all this, that's what it provides. That's some kind of stability, some kind of boundary that says you can't pass here. And funny enough, a society that has boundaries is the freest society. Think of a staircase. Because it has that rail, you can go up and down as you wish. As tall as it goes, you don't care. But if it didn't have the rails, it's the same staircase. But it would really bug you because one small thing I can fall. And usually maybe you don't even use the rail. Maybe you usually go center. But because of that rail, you feel secure. There's a boundary. So boundaries are not the worst thing to happen. So when these churches and these institutions and the education system is now horrible. But they're now telling therapists. A therapist cannot tell you you're not a woman or not a man. They can't. So even when a child comes and says, I'm a woman, the therapist by law cannot tell you you're not. They're supposed to support your feelings.
Wow. I feel like it does a number on self-identity. And like at some point you just lose your identity as a person.
Yeah, but then now it's too late. You've already taken all these medicines and done all these surgeries on yourself,
and now your mental health is just in
you did it. Yeah. You see. So yeah, it's funny, guys. So you guys, there's something I saw that I thought was really interesting. It was a video of a gent, and he was talking about depression in men and women, and he said how people think men need hugs and kisses and to be held like the way women do.
Yeah.
But he was saying that's not true at all. They need something different to be able to get through depression and actually get cured. And it got me thinking how our dynamics as men and women, we just have this one size fits all for things that are really, really complex.
Right.
Because the way we treat men is not necessarily how we treat women. What we expect from men is not necessarily what we expect from women. So what would we think when it comes to dealing with depression and all these other issues?
That everything is
just going to be the same way. And so he went on to say that men, they just need a purpose. And if they can get a purpose that they really have a lot of faith in, and for most men it's their families, they'll go to war for that, they'll suffer for that. And he was saying like men can suffer through a lot of things for the people they love and care about, if they know they're needed, if they know like, you know, you're needed there. But for a woman it's not necessarily the same way. They want to feel seen and touched and loved, and you know, I want to know that you think of me. I want to know. And I'm not saying that men don't need that, but when it comes to getting through depression, it's not the same. And I just thought I'd ask you guys what you thought about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's valid. I feel like, because of course it's going to be a different formula for a guy and for a chick. But yeah, I think that's a good observation and
something
sentiment that he put across, which I feel it's true for me. I feel like
the fact that it's not like one size fits all.
Plus, in the sense that what a woman would need, it's not what a man would need to kind of get out of that situation.
For sure.
So I feel like having as you said a purpose and something to pull
work
forward
towards,
to work towards. I feel even for a woman as well, for a chick in that regard, I feel like that's also a good thing to have, regardless of the gender, I guess. Just to have something to keep you going.
Look forward
to look forward to work towards.
You know why it would be different with women on the same issue? I think a lot of women, it's not the doing that's an issue for them, because they feel like they do. Especially those who are juggling motherhood, family, wife things, work. They're always doing. So the thing there is not the fact that they don't have something to look forward to, because they do. It's just that they feel like they feel invisible. That without them being mom, they're not being seen as, let me use my example, like they don't see joy. They just see the career person. They see my titles. And my titles and roles ultimately is what I'm bringing to you. Is what I'm giving to you. They're not me necessarily. Without all these things, who am I? And I think that's why a lot of women now are deciding on self-care. And mommy needs her time, even if it's 30 minutes a day where she's in the bathtub and she's not doing
the mommy roles or something else.
Or anything else. So I think that's how it's different. And for men, I think it's very important for men to be provider.
Definitely.
To be the protector. It's very ingrained in them. And when something happens in life when they can't be those things, protect for
first. They are not in the best mind state.
So you can love and see them all you want, but it just doesn't compute. Because they themselves don't see themselves as valuable. They just think that they're taking up space.
That's the thing. I get it though, because I totally resonate with that, because I feel like they are more valuable when they can be able to provide or be like a father figure. So in as much as you give me whatever solutions you're gonna give me, as long as it does not it's not in line with helping me to be able to maybe provide more or be a good father figure, or just offer me proper solutions rather than just sympathizing with me. And that's the thing also, like I've seen a couple of girls where they say that they share from confiding with men, because men give them like straight solutions.
Yeah.
You know, when like a girl is, you know, to hear and like to console you and tell you all that, and a guy's just like, checky. So
you're the problem.
This. You know, like you're the problem. Like we're just gonna confront what's there. But you know, we're always just going to try and give you the solutions, and I feel like that is what men need. You know, men need you to just, you know, offer them better solutions rather than just like sympathy and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, if you're not gonna offer me a solution to how I'm gonna be better, you know, I feel like I'm just going to be stuck in the run that I'm in. So
that's an interesting thing, even when it comes to venting and men. But to men
are just gonna give you a solution. If you're
with you and your friends, you guys vent a lot. Is there a lot of venting or like?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I feel like in
is there heart to heart?
I feel like in a way. Because honestly, like me and Kev, I feel like we were born almost like actually in the same month, you know, all places. So it's so easy for us to. I brought in the horoscope conversation. Yeah, you can't.
That's okay.
My brain just stopped.
But okay, what I meant to say is we were born in the same month. Pretty much. Plus, you know, like we're always in the same space. So we try as much to just speak on what you're going through. But I feel like it's so honestly like it's so important to just speak on what you're going through, because most of the times, like the more you bottle them, it just reach a point where, you know, they erupt. And, you know, you can't just tell, like, you're always just projecting and, you know, just triggering people and stuff. But it's just important communication. Like, communication goes a long way.
I'm glad you brought that out, because I think there was people who were highlighting and they were saying they think a lot of men's relationships are very disingenuous. Yeah. Because there's no depth. I don't know if it was the woman who was just being judgmental, but yes, they were saying like they don't. For most of them, they don't hold each other accountable. They don't, and I don't know if that's true. I think it depends.
I feel like it depends in the circle that you're in.
Yes, in the circle that you are. If you have like people who actually care about you, I do feel like they'll be like, bro, what are you doing? Like,
sure.
why are you so
if they genuinely care about you, they're always going to, you know, make sure that you're in a good mental. And just like you said, it's just well taken care of.
I'll bring something up then. If you need some sort of entertainment to be with your friends, alcohol or some type of drug to be in communion with your friends, I think that's a red flag. Because there's always something you need. But if you can't be together just face to face like this and actually commune together, then you can even have the opportunity to be like, okay, bro, I do think you're drinking a lot nowadays. I'm a warning to affect unakuwa tu mjinga the rest of the day. Unaona vile you ongea, you would hold back the words.
But it's funny because I feel like sometimes being in such situations, there's people who find it easier to, you know, tell their stories or speak on what they're going through. Like, let's say, like, if you're unwinding, let's say, like, we all have, like, our jobs, and where we meet is just, like, you know, maybe we unwind.
I have no problem with unwinding. I don't even have a problem with you guys having a drink together. But it cannot be. Like, there has to be some sort of, for every meeting, unapanga hiyo kitu, like boys can't just sit together. Like you change tununue pasi change like that's not friendship, I feel like.
It's and then, like a healthy outlet for you to have this conversation, for sure.
And then I do feel like any man that has a group of men, even if it's 3, 2, but they know these are my brothers, I feel like their mental health is better.
For sure, definitely.
Because I just feel like there's a way men handle each other that's just so important and vital to their development as a human. That maybe your wife or... Because I think a man described it like this, like when I'm with my boys, I can literally come with a bucket in my head and with boxes and start doing this, and another one would be just as silly as I am. I don't have to be anything when I'm with my boys. I can just be.
Like
I can be a child. But when I come to my woman, there's a way I have to carry myself, because I'm not just, I'm a provider here, I'm a father here.
You're wearing a certain hat.
There's a certain hat, and it's not a bad thing.
Definitely.
It's just that when I'm with my boys, I can be as goofy and as silly as I want to be.
But I feel like in that regard, there needs to be at least some room to take off that hat, right?
But I don't
that
think it's
kind
possible.
of one-to-one.
Like I would advocate you with maybe like your woman, like your significant other. But then it's funny. Also,
hakuna mali tafika ukose kukuwa the husband.
Kama you already always look at you in a certain light. So like it's almost like there's some things that you can tell your man, like your friend, but you can't tell your babe.
And it's not like you're hiding something, or it's the same with women. One of case all the people that have hit on her in the day as a man, I would make you go crazy.
Yeah.
But maybe for another woman, they can have these talks. Yeah, I think it's so important for people to have individuality.
Yeah. But like do you feel like this thing that you can tell, like you can tell me, but you can't tell your significant other?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's always that way. It's not like a PR. Like there's always like a way that your babe has to see you. No, but I advocate
it's just
for
putting up a front.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you. Okay, let me describe it as father and kid. I don't see where you stop being dad, even when you're being a friend.
Yeah.
I don't see where you stop wearing the hat of father. I don't.
Exactly. Even when you grow.
Yeah, I don't see where you can put it down. It's the same with wife or husband. You can never say, okay, now we are doing the friend thing, but I'm not your wife. No. You will say something.
Like she's gonna use it against you at some point.
No, not even. That's a whole other topic.
But I feel like there needs to be something.
But there is a way a woman opens up to the husband. Unaweza sema kitu venye ungeambia maboys wako, and they take it and it really destroys them.
Definitely.
And you never meant it that way. So you always have to remember. But I feel like when you're with your boys, with your cousins, with your friends, you don't need to wear any hat.
Just telling it as it is.
You can be, just be.
And you know, and that's the thing, like a man will literally give you solutions there and then. A babe will just try to maybe console you, like, you know, just sleep it off. Sleep it off, like, what do you mean? But you know, like, a guy will give you solutions. At least, like, that's what I think. But also, you know, since you're in this conversation, I feel like there's the need for men at least to just try to have good, first of all, like, have good and healthy outlets. Like, we don't necessarily have to bond over drugs, you know, like it shouldn't just be that way. You know, you can just like sit down and have conversations, you know, while
something physical.
Exactly,
something.
like better ways to bond rather than just like off of like doing drugs. But also specifically, like I think it's important for men also to just have these kind of conversations with each other. You know, like to see each other, like let's just try to be our brothers keepers. And at least, you know, I'm glad that you have that relationship with Kev over here. We're having like a bromance thing. No, yeah, but yeah, I think it's nice. It's nice to have someone that you can, like, you realize that they genuinely have best interests for you, you know, and they're always looking out for you. And I think it's nice, like, as if you have that relationship with someone, you'll always have, you know, be in a good mind space at least.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. So I think maybe we just give one solution: community. If you can just both women and men get community, it would help you even with the way you deal. Because you would realize as a man, whatever you're going through and whatever you're feeling, your boy has probably been in the exact same place in the exact.
Pretty much.
And I think that gives perspective in a way.
Yeah, and that's
as a woman, I would never be exactly where you are, feel the way you are, because I'm not a man. And same to you, to me. You would never be my but I'd probably find a woman somewhere who has been where I am.
Exactly.
And if you can have those talks, and then you can come together and find solutions that fit. But yeah, depression and how to solve it is not a one size fits all.
Yeah, definitely.
It's community, but it doesn't look the same way.
Back to that conversation, because I feel like there's just this thing with relationship. Like people always try to not necessarily like put up a front, but you don't want to tell like your babe some things. Or maybe how they will carry you after that.
No, I don't think.
See you after.
I don't think it's coming from a vacuum.
Yeah.
I think men have shared things.
Yeah.
And then out of the first argument, that's how your father left you.
I always feel like it will always be brought up at some point.
That one I'll take. I think women do that. They take those two secrets
and they will use it against you at some point.
And then they keep them. You shared it, like you couldn't even admit it to yourself that you shared it with her. And at the first sign,
they'll always, and they will know. They use it when it hurts.
But that's a question of character. Depends with who you're with.
But then if you've done that in a previous relationship, and it really got back to you, you'd probably have that thing like, I would never.
PTSD, like mad.
Hadi kuna wengine alikuwa anasema like, my boyfriend. Yes, and women, guy. This is a whole topic. I don't know if you have enough time. We fetishize. It's almost like we fetishize men's emotions the same way men fetishize our bodies.
Yeah, I feel so.
To you, what my body and my sexuality is, emotion is for you. The sacredness of it. Yes. So the way women will probably carry their virginity or their body and their, covered. For you it's emotion. Not that you don't care about your body or that, but for you emotion. Nimejitoa nguo. So when I open up, truly open up and give you something, no joking, no chaser, no nothing, just telling you how I feel.
That's being the most
vulnerable to me, and it's very. And so if a woman can learn to handle that, to an extent where you feel comfortable to cry to a woman, but for many women they'll fetishize it. He even opened up to me, guys. She even cried,
and what I hate about it,
just amazing to see.
But what I hate about it is,
what I hate about it is
they will always find a way to use it against you. I feel like that is what they usually like.
Even if they're not using it against you, I go like, oh my god. At that point, it's the same way. So because you rarely show emotion, when you show it, it's like a prize. But I get to
your
keep
vulnerability
special.
Right. That is good intel.
Any better, but it's still overshare at some point. Zile mapillow talks always hapa.
Kwanza akikuwekelea kichwa hapa tala massage kichwa unasema kila kitu.
No, but like what I hate is,
but do you feel like there needs to be room for that?
That's the thing.
But like that's how you bond though.
But if as a woman, the more you are in touch with your emotion, don't think that because we are emotional we know how to handle it.
For sure.
Many women were taught to be melodramatic, make as much noise as possible to be felt, seen and heard. So it's not necessarily that because we show emotion a lot we know how to handle it. We just show it. You get? But if you can find a woman who is self-aware, who has done some work,
for sure,
to really be in touch with themselves, they know their weaknesses, they know all these things,
dealing with their trauma,
then it's probably safer when they share. I've had men share things with me, and I don't see it as a wow. No, it's a talking point somewhere. He told me this. No. Yes, you feel honored that somebody was able to share, but you actually find solution. I actually get a prayer point. I see it as something we can work on. But not something. Consider you're throwing it somebody on an argument, and it's something stupid. Maybe they didn't put something in the scene.
That's the thing. Like what?
And then you bring up my childhood trauma.
Right. Like they always find a way because they know that it's going to hurt you.
It has happened to you.
I mean, pretty much. I feel like I probably overshared at some point to someone, and I feel like they probably use it against me. At some point, and so that's why I'm always just like I tread so lightly when it comes to sharing my issue that I'm going through with like.
Do you think it's different when it's a romantic partner or when it's a female friend?
Of course,
The stakes are different. Do you think that the female friend would
me, I just have an issue with oversharing with babes
more than the babe?
I mean, because we probably interact with the babe more.
So there's more opportunity. For you to scratch your eyes out.
But now the issue comes in with the feelings. Once you kishangiza my feelings and you like trigger her, she might use it against you. I feel like it's even better to overshare like your friend, because the feelings now it changes the whole game. Like,
it's true, because a friend can use it against you in a light way, right? Probably when you do it again or something, right? So unaona sasa umenita. So
but hata you're using against, that's just holding you accountable.
True, but
and I'm bringing it up to show you a pattern. That's also something else I think that we need to put.
So basically it can
babe or friend, if somebody is bringing it up and they're saying it like, you see what you talked about the other day, you're doing it again. That's not them using it against you.
They're helping you to maybe
see the pattern, like now this is how you get and this is how you do the thing that leads to the thing.
So that might help with your growth as a person. True. Right?
So them mentioning it again is not them using it against you. Using it against you is when you are having an argument about something or a disagreement about something and it's so unrelated. I love to.
But no, I feel like a babe can do that. But like as your friend, they're probably always going to bring it up, to try to make you better, like make you grow. Maybe see your own patterns that are self-destructive. But for a babe, when you try to trigger them, you can just bring it up, like sort of like a weapon.
Yeah.
That's doing, just like triggering you. So it's just, but I feel like it also depends. Like if you find someone who has done, like how you say, if they've done good research about themselves, they know themselves, they
because I can't help you, or I can't give you tools over something that personally I haven't experienced. I can't give what I don't have. I can't help you in your healing journey if I haven't even started mine.
Exactly. And you're aware about yourself, and you know maybe how that's gonna make you feel. You just be treading lightly.
So I think even you, as you're sharing to your baby or your friend or wherever, also have your expectations on a realistic level.
True.
Are you sharing to get a result, or are you just sharing so that they can know?
Or are you sharing to get some sympathy?
Sympathy. They also use tears. Yeah, sympathy got Ruto elected. What can it not? People were sympathizing with a billionaire. They felt sorry for him. How can you feel sorry for him? Anyway, so Sembuse now kwa relationship. Yeah, so you guys.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's just about knowing who your
day by day. Your person is.
Yeah, it depends on the person as well.
And they're sensible people. We're not going to use it against you.
But the people who like drama, so what do you do?
Not date them?
No, you don't have guys who are like, yo, this chick is a psycho. They really like it. They feel like somebody's fighting for them. Go to therapy. Guys, another thing I saw, and this is also pleased for the Podvice family. It's on entrepreneurship and employment and the tug of war that comes with it. I think a lot of people are in these situations where they're in employment. They didn't really set out to do entrepreneurship, really. They just were told, you know what you're told, go to school, get a good grade, get the job. You get the job and you're like, okay, this pay and how I want to live my life, I can't. So you start a side hustle.
For sure.
Many happens. Yeah, and sometimes that side hustle becomes the main hustle. It overtakes everything, and you're like, now what does it make sense to continue this employment? I find more fulfillment in the hustle anyway, and but sometimes people stay in both because they don't have money and they like the stability of on this date I get X amount and I can get these bills taken care of. This one is still shaky,
just
it's still a baby. So I just wanted to discuss that tension that comes with it. Trying
to find a balance at least.
You're in that situation anyway.
So I feel like it comes to a personal level. Because it's different for everyone, right? It's either you have a really good job that can take care of you, that is secure, that is sustainable, that has prospects, you can grow. It's secure in the sense of also in terms of the economy and like global situation, for instance something like COVID. Although COVID was like a huge thing, in the sense of there's certain jobs you can have that have more security than others. Right? And that way it enables you to to stick with that without necessarily having to go the other direction, right? But of course for others it's different.
For most.
So for most, now that you mentioned it, for most it's different, and you just find yourself in a situation where you need to
diversify, multiply your income.
To have just to survive, and at that point I feel like it comes down to finding the balance, and also sometimes it's also just you're not built to be an entrepreneur. Right? In the sense of or vice versa, you're not built to work a 9 to 5, just based on how you were raised and your circumstances and how you are brought up, what you saw from your parents. It's an interesting dynamic to navigate.
What's your biggest challenge, would you say?
Biggest challenge, I would say, is really just finding the time.
I feel like they're both time consuming and they need your energy and presence.
I feel like you're always split.
And having to manage that split and finding the boundaries, and there's people on this side depending on you, there's people on this side depending on you, And it can actually become really stressful.
You can get crazy burnouts.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in that.
Burnouts are crazy because your brain just stops. But then you know that thing.
You can't be productive. You can't do
it stops.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot even. I talk about 1+1 at that point.
Exactly, and it actually gets to you on a physical level. You know?
Yeah.
And it gets into you can't really. Do other things. You can't take care of yourself. You don't sleep
social
enough.
life
You don't
probably
exercise. You don't socialize. You don't network. Right? You don't eat like it's.
Although if you're those people who don't know how to work and eat at the same time.
Yeah. So I think at that point it's just about.
One always has, you probably can't even take more orders on your entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
Side because you simply can't.
Yeah, you just need to fight.
And you can't employ somebody because
you don't know.
You don't have that.
Or you don't even have the money.
You don't have the budget yourself. Most of the work yourself you're doing, you're not even getting any profit at that point. It's just for capital, for work, and then hakuna profit bad.
Yeah. So it's really just about
trying to find a balance.
It doesn't have those problems.
I feel like I'm mostly in the entrepreneurship place in at least space in my life. No, but I get it though. I feel like there needs to be a balance, because it reaches a point where both of them are time consuming. And I feel like I used to be in the employment space, or rather I used to be an employee at some point. But then I was like, I could probably work on my brand and make it way better, and maybe from there I can get more parts. I can be able to sort of like work with my own time, just do grow my client base and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's amazing, and you just have to. It reaches a point where you have to see where exactly am I going to spend more of my time on? Am I going to work and grow this other person's brand, or am I going to try to spend more time and work on my craft and build a strong portfolio and a good client base, and now I can be able to leverage my brand and just scale everything up. So I feel like there's a point where, in as much as you're trying to find a balance, there's a point where you need to just
one has
go,
to go.
Just go hard on something.
So when do you decide? When do you decide? Okay. I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket.
But also I feel like fundamentally it starts from the space that you're in. Let's say like you're employed. I mean, if you have like a good paying job, they are secure, they're paying for your NHIF, insurance, all that kind of stuff. Like, why would you leave it? Honestly, but if I got like a good paying job, probably like a place like in UN, I'll probably just be staying there.
You'd be surprised.
People
quit UN jobs all the time.
Yeah, but it's probably like
people quit UN jobs all the time.
Right?
I think it's always the grass is greener on the other side. I think you would die in employment.
But most of the time, I
think it would kill you.
Yeah, I think it stems from the fact that you're employed. But most of the times, they get paid probably well. I mean, I don't. Yeah, but I've had good
many
people.
Jobs that pay well. There's always
you have to sacrifice.
I think Dave Chappelle gave a really good analogy. And you were saying about the monkey and the salt or whatever. So there was a hunter and there was a monkey in the forest. Alikuwa Kamaji the hunter and he couldn't. So he followed the monkey. Kamuonyesha. I think it's a chimpanzee or something. And to trap it, he dug a hole. Of course, he wants salt. Chimpanzee. Akaweka salt ndani. Huyu kuweka mkono, salt inafanya sijui mkono yake expand. So hawezi itoa. Hawezi itoa mkono na salt. You get? He has to let go of the salt to take off. But no, he wants the salt. So the hunter was able to do whatever he wanted and was able to find the chimpanzee where it was, na akafanya Kenya alikuwa anataka. You get? And I thought that was interesting because to him he was describing that when he walked away from the 10 million deal, and he was like, it was the same thing. It was too costly. That 10 million was costing him too much, and now he's made triple that. You get? So I think for jobs and it's about faith, and if you have, I think maybe for an entrepreneur, getting a structure is really important. And being strict on yourself, because now nobody is telling you anything.
The discipline
is crazy. But for you, you're handling employment and entrepreneurship. I think it's kudos. I think this is the time to do it.
And just like
you're young, you don't necessarily have.
But the reason I said it's personal, it's a personal thing for however you look at it, is for me as well. I happen to be in a unique situation whereby my employment is not really like it fosters the entrepreneurship side, right? Because I'm doing like business related stuff, building, business development basically. So it kind of it facilitates. Like
it also builds on a portfolio.
Yeah, exactly, and it teaches me.
Gives you experience.
How to actually run a business. So it would be different if it was.
You would do something
like a reception,
like a white collar.
Right?
You would be starting from scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it forces you to just put all your focus on that.
And it's one thing, it's repetitive, there's no growth, it's not related to business, you just support.
So the space that you're in, it favors you too.
And
even if it's not something you thought about, you probably would have at some point because of the nature of what you're doing.
Okay, that's nice.
I think that makes sense. I think it helps
so it's personal in some sense, right?
That's what I'm saying, it's different for
and then there are people who they really thrive in employment.
Exactly.
They like the structure, they do the same thing every day, but they do it as if.
And there's people who are thriving in entrepreneurship. If you put them in a 9 to 5, they'll burn down.
And we all need each other.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
But I feel like the key to financial freedom is just trying to open
what
a thing for you. Because now also if you realize like if you build a good brand, you can be able to push it down to further generations and
something. That's the thing with entrepreneurship that you can't overlook. It's something that you can live.
Exactly.
That you can live.
You can leave a good legacy.
A legacy.
Definitely.
Future generation.
And employment.
Hey, you're one contract away from.
Exactly. You're so easy to replace.
You've had those stories where our co-worker died and literally 30 minutes later
we're like, wow, sorry. Anyways,
and we went on like
call.
Nothing.
Right,
And you know what? They have to.
And it's
because also they need to.
The customer that doesn't care somebody died. I just want my call.
They need the services. So
it's harsh. It's ngumu.
But as you say, just trying to find a balance and also trying to see what works best for you.
Do you think every young person should try entrepreneurship at least once in their life?
Entrepreneurship should be taught.
Exactly.
Try self, even if it's sweet, somebody should try to do some form of business at one point of their life.
Because we all thrive by the virtue that you can sell something, selling either a service or a product, so you need to learn the skill of selling or being able to lead to a conversion.
You need what entrepreneurship has. You feel like those qualities everyone needs, even if they choose that's not for them. You should still
at least you've learned it.
Because at the end of the day, when something like COVID, for instance, happens, you need to be able to know how
tap
to
into other areas.
Tap into areas you've never really seen yourself into.
And there are many people, but I don't know if you saw that article. They lost employees.
Exactly.
Even after COVID left.
But even till now, because there's the conversion on AI, I saw Disney, they laid off almost 7,000 people 2 days ago. Like the whole conversion on AI just like changes the whole game. Because now, autonomous, machine learning, all those kind of things. So at the end of the day, if you have something that can at least like hold you down, you won't be too badly fucked up.
And the good thing about it is for entrepreneurship, it helps you, it builds your adaptability. In the sense of
because entrepreneurship is not stable in itself.
Exactly. In the sense of change, any change that comes to you in your field or in your situation, in your circumstance, entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs mind will help you will help you figure out a solution based
don't panic as easily.
Problem solving skills.
When things are good, you know how to save up for when things are rainy, you also know how to
so I think it's
grit your teeth.
Good thing to learn.
It's true. If you're just used to employment, once it goes,
it's like what?
Your life ends.
And that's how people get depressed and get into bad mental spaces.
So guys, that's it for the 3rd episode, you guys, of the year. I hope you enjoyed. Kevin, Joy, Ronnie. Until next time, see ya. Bye bye.